Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. As we head into 2025 here, I wanted to preview some of what to expect with the major updates coming to Warzone that we know of so far for the 2025 year. We've got a couple of updates happening a bit earlier on into the year with some of the earlier seasons. We also know of some larger updates happening much further on and down the road. So Warzone 2025 as a whole has a lot of interesting things planned for it, and honestly, I think it's a pretty vital year for the game to find some success, because as we know right now, Warzone definitely in a downward trend because of the state of the game since the integration with Black Ops 6, which is unfortunate because Modern Warfare 3 Warzone definitely had the game trending upwards, and then of course everything was reset. The game is super buggy and glitchy, servers, anti-cheat, all that piling on top. It's just a rough state right now. 2025 has the chance to turn things around with some of the significant updates that we know are coming, but if it doesn't, I mean, Warzone could be in serious trouble long term. But that said, I do think there's quite a bit of potential with some of the updates we have coming in the new year. So as we do go through and break down all the details, all the updates here, if you enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. The support on the channel over the past year, but really all the time, is seriously much appreciated. Y'all crush it day in and day out. So really thank you so much for that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee you are in the know for everything going on in COD on a daily basis, feel free to hit that subscribe button and join us on the road to 1 million. Hopefully we hit that mark here in 2025. But first up here, the devs did actually confirm a few days back that some of the first updates we're going to see for Warzone in the new year are actually some anti-cheat updates. Now, are they actually going to be good anti-cheat updates? That's to be seen. Going off of history, they've made similar statements like this in the past, and of course, nothing really changed. So I'm much more so a I'll believe it when I see it type person when it comes to their talk on anti-cheat updates. But that said, they did put out a pretty lengthy anti-cheat blog the other day saying that in 2025 they are going to be doing some larger updates. So they say, looking forward, the team is developing quote unquote major updates. They've never really referred to any previous anti-cheat updates as major updates, so hopefully that means something. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. But the team is developing major updates for Ricochet anti-cheat systems, including a major update for their kernel level driver, which yes, already exists, but it's only active when the game first boots up, and so it's not actually all that great at preventing cheats like other kernel level drivers are. And also brand new server side protections that fall under those major updates as well. And these will be launching some during season 2, then some during season 3. So obviously season 2 will be our first major seasonal update in the 2025 year, and then season 3 shortly after that, likely sometime in the spring. So we are going to get more information on these anti-cheat updates once we are closer to the launch of season 2 and to the launch of season 3. But so far we do have multiple major, again quote unquote major anti-cheat updates coming to Warzone in 2025. So cross our fingers. Ideally they are good updates, but time will tell there. And you know, again, based on their track record, based on the history, not a whole lot of faith going into that currently. But beyond that, we also have several content updates happening for Warzone in 2025, both big and small. One of the first ones, actually, again, right alongside the launch of the new year that we're going to see, is a bit of a smaller content update by comparison, but it's still big in its own right. Warzone, in some capacity, is going to be seeing a full-on crossover with Squid Game, and they actually went through, previewed some images of this in the past couple of days. So this will be one of these updates actually happening in January, so very early on into the new year. But as we do get into some of the other details here, you'll see by comparison a simple crossover update, maybe not as significant as, let's say, a new map coming to Warzone. We actually have several of these map updates happening within 2025. The first one is one that's been a long time coming, and that is the return of Verdansk, the GOAT in the eyes of many when it comes to Warzone and Battle Royale maps. This, of course, has been confirmed since Call of Duty Next took place previewing Black Ops 6. They did mention that Verdansk will in fact be coming back as a Battle Royale map in spring 2025. So they don't give definitive dates on this, but that could be late season 2, early season 3. My guess guess would be with season 3, given the fact that we're also going to see those larger anti-cheat updates at that point too. They'll probably go through and market that in some capacity of, hey, season 3 is huge. We've got major fixes coming in to combat cheaters, and you can go and experience it on Verdansk. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of marketing behind those two sort of tethered together, but Verdansk will be returning in spring 2025. So far, based off of all the leaks and rumors, it's really interesting what they're saying about Verdansk, because they describe it as being the fan favorite version of the map. However, that's a pretty subjective description for the insiders to share with that information, right? What is the best version of Verdansk? Some players really love Verdansk during like season 5, season 6 of Modern Warfare 2019, where we had the stadium blown open and we had like the Halloween events and stuff going on the map then. That version of the map is highly regarded. Other players loved during Cold War when we had Nakatomi Tower in downtown and could get specialist out of the vault and everything in there. And we had, the rifts going through downtown because it got shaken up and the stadium got blown up a little bit as well. Like, there are a bunch of different versions of Verdansk that were updated over the course of those couple of years with Modern Warfare 2019 and Cold War that could be described as fan favorites. So I'm very curious and I'm very interested in seeing what the devs come out with in terms of that version of Verdansk. Obviously, again, as we get closer to the launch of that, we should be getting a lot more information, and I have to imagine we're going to see several leaks for that as well once we do start seeing more title updates and seasonal updates go out here in early 2025. Now, a bit later on into 2025, we're also going to see yet another new map update, this time in the form of Avalon. You've probably heard about this by now because it's actually already in the game within Black Ops 6 multiplayer. A bunch of maps are based on this Avalon area, and if you were to go into theater mode and go into free cam, you can actually fly through the entirety of Avalon already. I will say, I don't understand why we're not playing on Avalon currently. I think not having an actual new big map this year at the launch of Warzone brought a lot of the hype down. Plus, this map, in my opinion, looks really, really cool. I get big Blackout vibes from this. I'm very excited to jump in and play Avalon. Unfortunately, though, all the leaks, all the rumors up until this point say that Avalon is going to be the big Battle Royale map for Call of Duty 2025. Meaning when Black Ops 7 or whatever ends up launching later on in 2025 in the fall/winter, that's when we're going to be able to play this map. When that integration happens for Warzone, then Avalon will become available, which just seems like too much of a wait in my opinion. I think that's going to kill a lot of the hype with this, but who knows? Like I said, the map still does look really cool, and I'm very, annoyed that we don't get to play it already, considering the fact that it looks largely finished and it's already in the game. But nonetheless, two pretty significant map updates with Verdansk and Avalon both coming in 2025. Outside of that, though, we're going to see a lot of the standard stuff, season over season, various different gameplay updates to include new quality of life updates, probably a lot of old quality of life updates as well that didn't make it into the game in time for the integration, stemming from particularly MW3 Warzone, where we had a lot of really progressive ones. I'd expect to see a lot of those return. We do also know there's going to be more server updates for the game. They've talked a little bit about that in the past, how they're still looking into that and investigating that. Personally, I'd also love to see more LTM updates. This seemed like it was such a cool thing back in Warzone 1 throughout, MW 2019 Warzone, Cold War Warzone, even Vanguard Warzone, seeing the various different LTMs they would come out with, whether it was, buyback solos or BR200 or Clash or 50 versus 50 Rumble. Like, we had so many cool LTM updates happen, and it just seems like those are very few and far in between now in modern day Warzone. We get some LTMs here and there, but they're usually not anything all that crazy. Like, they're not nearly as memorable or as impactful as some of those early LTMs were back in Warzone 1. And that seemed to be a common theme back then. Every season would introduce new modes and test out new things. Then they'd sort of, fine tune the ones that really went well with the community. And that just doesn't seem like it's, a big thing anymore. Instead, we get a couple of crossovers here and there, maybe a couple of new random items in game, but not nearly as impactful as whole new LTMs that actually change up gameplay dynamics and gameplay styles. So I'm hoping 2025 includes a lot of those. But that being said, those are effectively all of the confirmed updates and a little bit of what I'd like to see throughout Warzone 2025. And that's going to wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be seriously appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, you want to guarantee that every single day you are in the know for all things going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.